ngasi August ki tang tara humdoi akoi athauba singi numit asi akoi Delhi da laijariba Delhi Manipuri Society masung
lay hana du katho intro kano tawrase na sa
hoi hoi Maitai Heritage Welfare Foundation na sinja lagjaduna ngasi mayam punna akoi gi athauba singbu ningsingbagi thoram ama pangthokpasda mayam punna mangpu khurumjari आज 13 अगस्त जो हमारे मणिपुर की पेट्रोइस्ट डे में जो हम मणिपुरी दिल्ली मणिपुरी सोसाइटी और मैतेई हेरिटेज फाउंडेशन वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन द्वारा आयोजित इस समारोह पे आप लोगों का पहले स्वागत करता हूं और ना धीरे होते हुए मैं ये अपनी हमारे अतुल जी हमारे भगत जी और सोमेंद्र जी से मैं अनुरोध करता हूं कि वो अपना पुष्पा अर्पण और दीपक प्रज्वलन करें
To be a part of this program, and I completely agree with Professor Saab who started this his comment saying that today is not a day to celebrate and not to mourn. I agree with you, and deeply impressed with the way it's being organized. And to add to what Professor Saab said, I would like to say it is a day for inspiration. And it is a very well established thought that the civilizations who forget their customs, traditions, religion, whatever you call it, they are the one who doesn't see the light of tomorrow. And I can give you one example of it. We all know a civilization by the name Persia. We all know Persian Gardens. Can anybody tell me what is the name of that country today?
Iran.
Wow, 100%. And how many years it took Persia to become Iran?
Approx 100.
45 to be precise. So when we look at the scenario that there was a civilization which has its own customs, culture, traditions, everything. And within a span of half a century, everything is gone. And you have a new civilization. In this context, if you remember your forefathers, we as a country, I'm extremely delighted to be part of this program where you are remembering those great freedom fighters who have laid down their life for our survival. So in this context, if you look at and if you remember your forefathers, imagine for 800 years, we as a civilization were governed by some other the foreign entity. An entity which was culturally different from us. An entity which didn't believe in our value system. An entity which was in some time against us, wanted to finish us. But imagine there was one civilization which completely got vanished in 50 years, and we as a civilization for 800 years of so much of
Attacks.
atrocities, I can say, that today we are still very much attached to our culture, tradition, riti, riwas, whatever we call it. And I was very deeply impressed with the young girl who was standing here. छोटी सी बच्ची थी, आपके साथ थी, my daughter. And when you were singing that song, she was trying her best to catch up. And she was doing a fantastic job. So I think when we meet at these kinds of occasions, it is very important for us to connect with our roots. And we should pay homage to our forefathers whose blessings, whose teachings have been with us that we are still able to retain our culture together. Now, I was introduced that I come from an organization, RSS. Most of you would have heard about it. And when we talk of this kind of freedom struggle, something similar thought process has always been at our organization also. I don't know if any one of you is a doctor here. Oh, you're a doctor. Thank you. You know, when we go to a doctor, we evaluate doctor. I've been with the Polo Hospital for 10 years, so don't mind. We evaluate doctors by saying that if he is able to diagnose a problem properly, half of the problem is already over. And then the half is about the cure. So diagnosing a patient is the most critical part as a first step. As a doctor, you would agree with me. Imagine in the year 1925, when the whole country was thinking how to get rid of the Britishers, how to get independence, there was one Yuga Purusha, I would call him, a man who think differently. He came up with the thought saying that why we became slaves. We were the largest economy in the world in 1000 year 1000. Today is 2025. Okay. At that point of time, as per the documented record, our share in the world trade was 33%. Today it is about 2.5%, 2 point some percent. America's share is about 13%. We are 3 times bigger than America, if you want to think like that. Such a big, powerful economy. How it became, I would not call slave, but somehow dispersed. And in his whole thinking, he came across one diagnosis, and the diagnosis was that somewhere we were not united as a society. And that was the core thought that in the 1925 RSS as an organization was born. And we were very clear. The idea is that a society should be self-thinking. A society should take pride in its own culture and traditions. A society which takes humongous pride in saying that this is what I come from, this is what my ancestors was, irrespective of what traditions, cultures you follow. And we as a society becomes the enabler of change in the society. Because what Western world taught us is that there is a concept called a welfare state. There is a government who will come and take care and will do everything for you. And we became completely lethargic. For every small thing we say, yeah, government will come and do everything. And society thought that it doesn't have any of its responsibilities. That is where we came as an organization and said that it is the society at a very micro level that needs to think about its well-being, not just its own well-being, but the well-being of everybody. And that's why we inherited the concept of Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. That my happiness lies in your happiness, and if all of us are happy, that is what it is. And today I can say it with pride that we as an organization RSS on 2nd of October, on the auspicious day of Vijay Dakshmi, will be completing 100 years of a journey. And it has been a remarkable journey. If you look at the first 15-20 years of a journey, it was all about budding, like you have a seed and a small plant which comes up. And it was all about setting up system, processes, and how we are going to go about it. And it was not just setting up SOPs, it was imbibing those SOPs into your DNA. Which means that they come from inside you and not just a mere, when you go to office, we say these are SOPs, we do that. Then there was a phase 2, which started from about 1940 onwards till 1975. Our country became politically independent. The moment we became independent, we saw a war with Pakistan, then with China, and then finally there was an emergency period. So that was a time when RSS as an organization went from village to village, cities to cities, talking about its program. And the good part was that the areas where we went, the society took up the cause. We had the people from that local area who came up, gave their time and took that particular cause. As the time spent, post 75, we saw an area time when society started collaborating with us. And the reason for that was that we were able to bring a credibility in the mind of the people. I come from an area called New Delhi. And if you ask somebody in RSQ who is from RSS, oh, he must be a good man. I got married because of it, let me tell you. My father-in-law, when he was interviewing me, the first thing he says, RSS में जाती हूँ, हाँ जाता हूँ, अच्छा लड़का. I said, thank you so much. Anyway, the point was that the kind of hardships and the kind of self-dedicated work that our pracharaks and our workers put together with the society, that we were able to bring a credibility. I give you a small example of that happened in India, in Kerala. Because of so much of blood, there was a relief work which was required. And RSS was the first organization we founded. So, we can speak a lot about it, and I'm so glad that the RSS which we are talking about is now collaborating with the society on a large, because at the end of the day, you people are doing a great job in your own domain, in your own areas, and it is such a pleasure for us to collaborate with you, to work with you in these gestures. My heartiest congratulations to this Manipuri family, and I'm extremely delighted. Anandji, thank you for inviting me to this program, and I'm extremely delighted to be part of this family. Thank you so much for inviting me.